Hello everyone, my name is Alexis, and today I will be presenting my analysis of the Edmund Pettus Bridge, a powerful symbol of the civil rights movement. I had the opportunity to visit this historic site on a recent field trip, and it was incredibly moving to walk across the same bridge where brave activists once marched for justice. I'll be sharing some photos and videos I captured during that visit. The Edmund Pettus Bridge is located in Selma, Alabama, and was built in 1940. At first glance, it may look like a regular bridge, but it became a major site of resistance during the Civil Rights era, especially in 1965. It's best known for the events of Bloody Sunday, which took place on March 7, 1965. But before we talk about what happened that day, let's take a moment to look at who Edmund Pettus actually was and the disturbing legacy behind the bridge's name. Edmund Pettus was more than a Confederate general. He was also a two-term U.S. Senator and a Grand Dragon of the Alabama Ku Klux Klan, one of the most notorious white supremacist terrorist group in American history. When legislators named the bridge after him in 1940, it wasn't just honoring a former politician, it was sending a clear message. As a historian, John Gidgey explains the bridge being a major engineering upgrade and a gateway into Selma was branded with the values of white supremacy. It was a declaration of who held power in the South at the time. People who lived in Selma in the 1940s or even the 1960s would have known exactly what the name meant, but sadly many younger residents today weren't aware of that painful history. That's what makes the events of Bloody Sunday even more significant. On March 7, 1965, over 600 peaceful protesters led by activists like John Lewis and Hosea Williams tried to march from Selma to Montgomery to demand equal voting rights. As they crossed the bridge, they were met with brutal force from state troopers and local police. Protesters were beaten with nightsticks, trampled by horses, and tear-gassed. The footage was broadcasted nationwide, shocking the country and sparking outrage that pushed civil rights forward. One of the protesters was a young John Lewis who suffered a fractured skull that day. He said in an interview that in his backpack that day he carried some fruit, a book, and a toothbrush because he thought he was going to jail. He would later become a legendary civil rights leader and congressman. His bravery, along with so many others, turned that bridge, once a symbol of hate, into a symbol of resistance, resilience, and progress. Walking across the bridge myself was surreal. It felt heavy, knowing the violence and pain that happened there, but also empowering, knowing the change it helped spark. The experience brought the past to life in a way that reading a textbook never could. Just months after Bloody Sunday, the Voting Rights Act of 1965 was signed into law. It banned discriminatory practices like literacy tests and helped enforce African Americans' constitutional right to vote. President Johnson even referenced Selma directly in his speech to Congress, showing just how powerful that movement on the bridge had been. Today, the Edmund Pettus Bridge still bears the name of a white supremacist, but it also carries the legacy of people who fought back. The bridge represents both the darkness of America's past and the light that came from resistance and unity. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope this gave you a deeper understanding of the Edmund Pettus Bridge, not just as a historic site, but as a living symbol of the civil rights movement and the fight for justice that continues today.